Hey there, toy collector friends and Star Trek fans alike. Welcome back to the channel. I'm the time-traveling toy collector, and this is the Caretaker's array from Star Trek Voyager, from the pilot episode of Star Trek Voyager, in fact, as recently released by Master Replicas. It arrived today from Master Replicas, and it is the Eaglemoss and Hero Collector special edition that was previously unreleased. Now I'm doing it in I don't know what usually show the box, because the box is kind of standard, but there is a reason that I'm doing that, just because I wanted to show you the interior of the box. But this is the picture of the Caretaker's array, so you get everything you normally want to get in the box. You get the box art. Let's hopefully see if we can get that into focus there. So it does look quite good, although it looks already very fragile. And then this is reinforced when we open it up. There's no magazine inside, but again, because this is part of the stock that was never actually released into the wild, as it were, that's not a huge shocker. So I'm trying to see if you can get, so I don't know if you can see this, but the packaging, so what we get in here is a thin layer of black foam. I won't leave it in the box, but I just want to show you the level of protection that's gone into this. And this layer of top foam, very, very nicely done, with the stand in here, the Caretaker's array stand, which I will assemble myself, and in here the piece that we'll make for the stand. But I just thought it was a really nice touch, the way it's been very, very protected by all this foam. And I'll just sort of lift this out here so you can see, space permitting, ironically. Pop that there, and then we can lift this a little bit more so you can see. It reminds me of something in a jewelry box, to be perfectly honest. But I just want you to see that it's nicely protected in there. I'm going to get it out and get it on the display base, so I'll see you back here in seconds. Okay, so here we have the Caretaker's array out of the box. I was going to put it on the turntable to have it go round, but it's quite fragile, so I don't even want to risk the idea of it coming a cropper at all. It's a very light piece, so let me start by saying that. And there is a level of so I'll just manually rotate it for you to start with. So there is a level of fragility that I think is very much on the screen here. I think you can see just how fragile this is. It's very easy to assemble the base, and very, very easy to get the array into the display slot. It's obviously, without the magazine, there's nothing to show you how to do that, but it isn't difficult, and we'll have a look at that. I'll get it in hand shortly and you'll be able to see that, although I will be extremely careful when I do that. This, again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but this is a very nicely put together model. It's one of the few remaining completed models that were not then actually released, due to the unfortunate circumstances that Hero Collector found themselves in. But I do think, nevertheless, it still is, I think, well, I would expect it to be quite a sought after piece. So if this is something that you want to get your hands on, you might want to check out Master Replicas very quickly before it sells out. I'm just going to zoom in slightly, because as I say, it's quite fragile, so I'm not keen to just pick it up and go for it. But I thought, well, maybe if I zoom in a bit, you can get a nice close sense of some of the detailing there. I'll pan down, then I'll pick it up and do a bit of a spin. But you can see an awful lot there of the surface detailing on the array, and on these sort of extended arms here that come out. You can see that panel detailing all across there, and that sort of central core that starts at the top like that, and then works its way down into the center of the array. You can see the level of detailing, very intricate on all of these sort of panels that come off the edge. I'm going to turn it again slightly so you can see the lower portion of the station, of the array. You can see there it's got several tubes. It reminds me a little of Bespin Cloud City, and it wouldn't be the first starbase that or starbase-esque type of model that did remind me of that. But nevertheless, just look at some of that intricate detailing on these sort of outreach panels. I think it really is incredible. Really is incredible. So yeah, I'll be honest, when this was first announced by Hero Collector Eaglemoss, it was not something that was really on my radar to collect. I considered it, but I thought, well, you know what, I don't necessarily think this one's for me. And then of course the opportunity to get it was taken away from me, which is a very strange motivator suddenly, when you can't have something that you didn't really want, how much you suddenly then want to have it, so it can be your choice not to have it rather than have it be somebody else's choice that you didn't get it. So I think that when it was announced that Master Replica had managed to get hold of some stock, I think there was a little bit of, much like the USS Stargazer, the XL Stargazer, I think there was quite a bit of excitement around that. And the Stargazer lasted in stock quite a while. I think it's out of stock now, and I'm pretty convinced this is one of those pieces that, and this is why hopefully this video will help. And if that is the case, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel whilst you're about it. That would be super helpful. But I think that's one of the impacts videos like this and others will have, is people will start to see it and they'll go, actually, yeah, I want to get my hands on that. And of course, what I don't know is how easy it will be to do exactly that past the point of when the stock has gone and Master Replicas have nothing left. Now I'm trying to work out the best way to get this in hand, and in a controversial move, I think I'm going to pick it up in the first instance by the top, because these are all extremely, if I just tap them underneath, you'll get a sense of just how extremely fragile they are. Almost to the point where I don't want to touch them, but at least I know if I'm holding this, the fragility, oh, I don't drop it, the fragility element is reduced. So I think, again, you can really see just how detailed this model is. It's really intricately designed, beautifully cut. I have a feeling, and there'll be some people who are looking at this now thinking, well, yes, but it hasn't got any lights, or it hasn't got anything else. But and that's what I'm going to comment on. I've got a feeling that there should be a bit more paint detailing, even if it is for lights, or the suggestion of lights, on some of that sort of core element of the array. We've got some yellow there, but again, in the rest of it, it's all very much a one tone, and without seeing some more close-ups, and I might go away and have a look, but it's one of the things the magazine's quite handy for, even though occasionally they sort of shot themselves in the foot. Just that sort of a top-down image, you can see some of the layers upon layers of detailing here. I mean, I'm hoping that it does it justice, because I do really think it's a beautifully ornate piece. I'm going to put it back in the cradle, so you can see there that it's a bit like a crown, and there's once you've got it in right, it won't wiggle. But I'm very conscious just how fragile those offshoot pylons really are, and if I'm 100% honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these arrive. I was so pleased mine didn't. I don't want to curse anybody, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of these arrive damaged, because it just feels like it's a piece of damaged goods waiting to happen. So I'm going to be very careful with this, to the point where I think I may actually, until I find somewhere particularly robust and safe to store it, this may be going back in the box and surrounded by all that lovely black foam just to keep it safe. because yeah, I'm not convinced I can house it where I house my other Star Trek displays at this time. That's how fragile this is. It's a very nice piece. It retailed through Master Replica for the same price as most standard special editions retail. I think it was 39, so 34 or 39 pounds, top of my head. But it's nicely expansive. Obviously it doesn't scale with the XL Voyager, but then that's hardly a surprise, because it would be ridiculously upsized if it had to do that. But I think it does look very nice. It's very, very well detailed in terms of the sculpt. My sort of vicarious critique is, despite the lovely detailing etc on the structure, I think it would have benefited from some light effect or some alternative textural paint apps somewhere on there, just to give it a bit of an edge, just to pull it out slightly, so that it doesn't just get lost, and some of that detailing that's clearly there in the sculpt doesn't get lost just as part of that intricacy of the various panels, which again, don't get me wrong, they do speak, those panels speak for themselves, and if you illuminate these well, they probably look absolutely stunning in the right lighting and the right context. But very, very fragile. I'm already worried about doing any photography with it, because I know I'm going to have to handle it and put it in front of a star cloth, etc, etc. So I'm very mindful of that. So but I'll try and get a couple of shots in, but I won't go mad for the end of this video. Anyway, I think it's really, really nice. It will go nicely with my collection. It does need a bit of space because of the length of it. It does need to be protected, so wherever you're going to put it, make sure it's not likely to fall or get knocked. Whereas I know I've commented some ships are a bit fragile. This is, I think, with one possible exception, the most fragile I've come across. Or any one of these could go with a knock. You know, it's some would probably break if you dropped it, you know, in other models. This one, you pick it up the wrong way, it's going to snap. These feel ready to snap. So you've got to be so careful, is my advice on this. But it does look good. And it does look intricate, and it does look, to all intents and purposes, like the Caretaker's array, which is exactly what we would want it to do, of course. I'm really, you know, to be honest, I'm just really glad Master Replicas have been able to get these out to us. So I'm really hoping you're also capitalizing on the opportunity as they are sort of releasing this imprisoned stock, as it were, of Hero Collector and Eaglemoss stuff, to pick up whatever it is you need to pick up to complete your collection. And so do, if you are getting hold of stuff, do let me know in the comments below what you're getting. I'm thrilled for you, because I know what it was like to have that rug pulled mid-collection, as it were. So, does the Caretaker's array deserve a slot on your shelf? For me, it absolutely does, with all of those caveats about taking care of it and protecting it in place. Is it worth the price point? I think so. I think if you're going to collect something like this, then it's going to be, you know what you're paying for. Would it have benefited from a few additional paint apps? I'm going to say yes, but if it was that or we never got it, I'm glad we got it. So in the scheme of things, the bigger picture, I'm on balance, I'm glad that I've got it. I can live without some of those paint apps, and equally without them, they also therefore aren't in the wrong place, which is something else that happens occasionally, a little bit too occasionally, with some of the Hero Collector and Eaglemoss stuff. So the fact that they haven't put it on also means that it can't have gone wrong. Whereas if something as intricate and as detailed as this did have those paint apps on it and they were wrong, I think that would have been even more of a crying sin. So I think if I'm splitting the difference here, I'll take what I've got rather than what could have been, if what could have been ended up being worse. I hope that made sense. So If this video has helped you make your mind up about getting hold of the Caretaker's array, I'm super pleased. It won't be for everybody. So either way, as I mentioned, do give the video a like. And whilst you're there, please do subscribe. It's a small click for you and a gigantic thumbs up and help for the channel and for me. All it remains for me to say is thank you very much for sticking with me for the last 15 or so minutes. I've been the Time Travelling Toy Collector. You've been a wonderful audience, and this has been the Caretaker's Array from Star Trek Voyager, part of the Star Trek Starships collection from Hero Collector and Eaglemoss, currently being retailed through Master Replica. All it remains for me to say is take care, one to beam up, and remember that a thing of beauty really is a toy forever. I look forward to seeing you in a future video. Bye-bye for now.